Good evening, everyone. We are live. So it's Wednesday. So it's the third week of the 1 year anniversary event. So we have a lot of news in Seiya Awakening KOTZ for this week. The main news are two, and one is the Hades repaired cloth, which has finally arrived. And the second one is this treasure hunter event, which some people will like, others will not, but I guess we'll explain how it works, and also we'll see whether it's worth investing some money potentially in it. So let's start with the Hades repaired cloth. So I would say the first thing to note is that there is an error or a typo or a translation issue affecting these, because many people, myself included, thought that for effectively 4 days this daily login could have applied. So this would have returned 4 Hades selection chests and also 20 Hades badges for the Treasure Hunter event. However, GT Arcade confirmed that unfortunately it is not going to be applied for 4 days, so it's only valid once. So there is only one Hades selection chest and 20 badges available from this. So then there is also this other achievement which will reset daily and gives 1 orichalcum and 1 new purple dust. So when we go in this other carnival window, we then see more about what potential rewards are there. And for example, we see that for opening 2 of the Hades chests, you get 5 new purple dusts and 1 temporary advanced star. So more interesting, I would say, are the 1 selection chest upon opening 10 limited chests, and then of course there are many more rewards, but they require you spending a very considerable amount of money, which I'm going to say probably is not needed because of the Treasure Hunter event. So let's recap. We got 1 selection chest from the login, 1 selection chest potentially from opening 10 of these Hades limited chests. So the Hades repaired cloth in itself, let's have a look at it. So it's a 6 parts repair cloth, and let's look at it. So each part requires 22 orichalcum divine steel. Sorry, it requires 20 orichalcum divine steel. So in total, we'll see that we will require 120 orichalcum divine steel. The bonuses are quite good. So status rest 5%, cosmic damage rest 3%, 50 speed, which is huge, 5% life steal, which is also huge, 1000 HP, and 3% physical damage resistance. So all very good, but clearly the 50 speed and the 5% life steal are very significant. So as we said, 6 pieces. So let's go back to the carnival window. As we said, we can get 1 from logging in, 2 upon opening these 10 chests. So at this point, we should go into the treasure hunter event. So how does this work? It's very simple. So there are 300 rewards. So 8 SS rewards, 42 S rewards, and 250 A rewards. So the odds are 2% to get one of the SS, 10% to get 1S, and 88% to get A. Now, the key to the event is that once you draw one of the rewards, that reward will be taken out of the pool, which means that after a while, you will get all the items. So potentially drawing 300 times, you will get all the items. So we need to understand like up to which point is worth pooling and not. Now, from the anniversary events in the first and second week, people should have obtained something like probably 70 or so Hades badges. So that is already a good number. And effectively, you can get 1/4 of all the rewards. So this week, there is one additional category in the anniversary redeem shop, which lets you redeem 10 times 2 badges. So it's an additional 20 badges from this anniversary redeem shop 3. So we're already at probably close to 100 treasure hunter items. And if we look at the rewards, they're really quite significant, because the SS rewards are 2 Hades selection chests, the Divine Cloth Iki skin, 3 full skill books, and possibly what is the worst of them, the Divine Cloth Leo skill volume. So not really great. Probably more like an S level reward. I don't particularly, I was really hoping not to get any of these, but I did get some of them. Now, the S rewards are very interesting, because we have 6 times 15 shards of Harpy Valentine. So 6 times 15 equals 90, which means that you can get Harpy Valentine, and once you get Harpy Valentine through this event, then it gets added to the pool. So you can summon him through the normal summon, effectively. Now, Harpy Valentine is probably a saint that you will not really be using much, but he does belong to the Masei Elite Temple. So he will, having him will effectively strengthen, for example, both Mew and Minos. So it's definitely worth having in the long run if you use Mew and Minos. So we also have then 4 of the Murmurs of the Gods. So people might have gotten few of them, but for those who are not aware, you need 10 of these items to unlock the level 4 of the God skills, and you need then 20 of these items to unlock the level 5 of the God skills. So they are definitely useful. People can usually get one by completing the 8 cents of the banner summon. People can also get one in the legendary galactic duel rank. So it's not a very common item to find, so it's definitely very helpful to have these. So then we have advanced gems, so they're useful. Then we have the absolute domain bouquet. Again, very good, considering the absolute domain is likely the most useful temple of them all, considering it has all the SS gods except Poseidon. He has Underworld Shun, and he also has Odysseus. So then in S we also have 10 times 3 skill tome shards, so it's effectively an additional full skill book. And then we have 10 of the Hades chests. So effectively, if you recall what we mentioned earlier in the video, by opening 10 of these chests, you get one additional Hades selection chest. So where we are now. Now, of course, there are also the A rewards, and it's nothing amazing, really. So the most useful rewards are clearly SS, the Hades selection chests, the 3 skill books, the Divine Cloth skin, the Harpy Valentine shards, the Murmurs of the Gods, the additional skill shards books, and the Hades chests. Now, so we were at 1 chest from the login screen. So if we are able to pull all the treasure hunter items, what do we get? We get 4 skill books, 3 plus 1. We get 2 Hades selection chests. We get 4 Murmurs of the Gods. We get 20 plus 10, so 30 advanced gems, and quite a lot of other items, right? So also these 8 absolute domains. So it is definitely a very significant amount of items, and they're quite worthwhile. So now, how much would it cost to get all that? So it is this pack. So it's effectively $100 to get 110 badges. So effectively, with 2 of these packs, so $200, you will be able to get all the items, considering the additional badges obtained in the first 2 weeks, and then the ones from this week. So $200 is a significant amount of money, so it's clearly not for free to play. Now, considering that at the moment there is a very good promotion from Huawei, which gives back 50% in Huawei points, if you're considering spending some money, like spending this money on the treasure hunter event, is definitely a good idea, because if you do that, you effectively have 2 additional selection chests for Hades, these 10. Now, if we add the 2 to the one we had, we are at 3 Hades selection chests. Then we can open the 10, and we obtain the additional one from these rewards. So we are at 4 selection chests. And then, of course, we've opened 10 Hades chests, so we can get extremely close to have all the 6 pieces we need. So of course it's very important to, before using the selection chests, to open all the normal chests. So the objective is to get 2 pieces, any 2 pieces from the Hades surplus, and then once you have the 2 pieces, you can then use your 4 selection chests to obtain the full set of Hades pieces. So now, clearly it's not a repair cloth for free-to-play. Is going to take an extreme amount of time to get as a free-to-play, because the only way to get these cloth pieces is effectively through the new cloth shop, which works with purple dust. And in China, they have some events to exchange the normal dust for the purple dust. As of now, still there isn't an event to do that. So you can clearly see that being able to reach 300 purple dust to exchange one piece of Hades surplus is going to be extremely time consuming. So it's clearly going to take a lot of time. However, it is absolutely worth trying to get this repair cloth because of the extreme bonus in the treasure pavilion that this cloth gives. So we can see it here. So is 15% cosmic attack and 5% status rest. So this is before applying the additional 40% bonus. So with the 40% bonus, so 40% of 15% is an additional 6% cosmic attack, and 40% of 5% is an additional 2% status rest. So repairing Hades Cloth is going to give you a massive 21% additional cosmic attack and 7% status resistance to all your characters in all game modes, including PvP. So it's clearly massive to have, and will make a massive difference to have it or not. Now, what the repair cloth itself does, we will have a look at it now, and effectively makes Hades much stronger from a defensive point of view, and also makes it have a stronger combo with Canon. So the first part of the Awakened skill is that the moment that the Great Eclipse 1 is activated, Hades immediately enters a contract with a random enemy, and so I only have level 3 of this ability, so at level 3 it transfers 50%, so it is not like the standard contract where it transfers the entire damage. So with this ability it transfers part of the damage. The higher the level of the skill, the more damage transferred to the enemy. So at level 3 is 50%, at level 5 is 70%. Now the second part of the ability is that when after 2 rounds the Great Eclipse 2 is activated, Hades releases a massive AoE to the entire enemy team, so it does 200% cosmic damage to all enemies. Now this additional AoE damage is extremely useful in the Canon team. So this team is very popular in China. So in China is played very frequently using Lune, but the core of the team is something like this, where potentially Lune replaces this Ishun. So the idea is in the first turn with the three mana to activate the Eclipse with Hades, and then with Underworld Shun to give the double turn to Hades. Then in the second turn, with the 5 energies available, Hades will first use the basic attack, and then make a contract with the enemy on which Hades used the basic attack. So all that is done with zero energies, of course. Then Canon will have 4 energies to use Triangle, ideally on one of the enemy team which which in speed is between Hades and Canon. And then Underworld Shun can, with the last available energy, can give double turn to Mew, who then can do a double attack already on the second turn. And of course, what happens then in the third turn is that if Hades has his repaired cloth, then Hades will do this new large cosmic AoE attack, while still there is one enemy in the triangle, which is very likely, considering the multiple attacks from you, going to kill the enemy team. So this is effectively how this team works. It's even usable before the Hades repaired cloth. However, clearly Hades is a bit weak in the first turn without the additional contract created by the repair cloth. So something to try if you have Hades already. So as you can see, I'm not a whale. My Hades has fairly low levels. Is 3, 3, 2, 3. So I would say the optimal level of Hades would be something like 4, 5, 4, 5. This is effectively the minimal skill set for Hades, because the first ability is needed at least a 3 to have a 90% chance to apply the slave mark. So as we said, the idea is that in the second turn you need to apply the slave mark to the enemy and immediately place the contract with the enemy. So having this ability at 3, only 1 in 10 times, you will miss placing the slave mark. So it's clearly ideal to have it at 4, but at 3 is an acceptable risk, if, considering all the characters that are coming out at the moment. So the second ability is the one that gets awakened. So this ability ideally should be at 5. Again, the awakened ability, so the damage transferred to the enemy with the pact created when the first eclipse is casted increases with the ability level. So at level 3 is 50%, so half of the damage will be transferred. At level 5 would be 70%, so it's clearly significant. So it's quite significant to have this at 5. So this third ability is the one that creates the pact with the enemy. So the bare minimum is level 2, which means that the contract is in place for 2 rounds. So after that, ideally you should try to take this ability to level 4. So 4, 5, 4. So for the last ability, so level 3 is the bare minimum to have the 100% chance to leave a soul. However, at level 3, the soul is quite weak. So it has 5% and then only 10% of the original health. So it dies very quickly. So definitely having these ability tools at higher level does help significantly, makes the souls, the revenants, much more robust. So I guess if you watched my previous video, the guide to Odysseus of Iucus, you know that Odysseus also requires an extreme amount of tomes. So it's up to you really to look what kind of team you want to use, and whether you already do have a strong damage dealer such as Thanatos or Gemini Canon, and want to invest in a support like Ophiuchus Odysseus. and also whether you have, for example, some of the alternatives to Fucus, such as Underworld Shun or Hypnos, who also can heal a very significant amount. So at the moment, if you want to invest in Ophiuchus, is very important to do it right now because of the rebate, which returns roughly 1/6 of your investment. But keep in mind that if you want to use the Hades repaired cloth, you will also need to increase the skills of Hades. So as I said, ideally 4, 5, 4, 5. So the one I have right now is probably the bare minimum. So if you want to use it, and for example use it in this team, aim to have it 4, 5, 4, 5. So today also the limited time exchange was released, so let's spend a few moments to comment on what I think is worth, and let's look at what I bought. So I still need to pull Fucus myself, so I'm doing the 40 summons per day. So of course I did invest 40 to have 5 extra gems. 55 advanced gems for a Hades skill volume is a very good deal, considering that in the past we've seen skill volumes for 40 gems. So 55 gems for what is effectively 2 skill volumes is a very good deal, is less than 30 gems per skill volume, and is again a fantastic deal considering that the chances of pulling Hades are minuscule. The 75 gems for the green skill volume, so as you can see, like, it gives you a bit more flexibility because you can use it, for example, with any other SS or with Ophiuchus. So it's 20 gems more. It is still a good deal considering that the skill tomes were usually sold for 40 advanced gems each, and then the other good deal is this one with 1-star pools for 2-star jades. So I probably have more than 3,000 star pools is doing nothing in my inventory, so definitely good from GT Arcade to add this exchange. And then we have 500 diamonds for an absolute domain bouquet. As I said, absolute domain is the one temple that you should try to raise up at all costs. So whenever there are offers like this, is very important to take them. So this was what I wanted to take you through. So to conclude this video, I will show you a quick demonstration of the Hades theme, how is meant to work. So I think this one against Raw Hurricane is a decent example. So in my current Galactic Duel matches, usually I do not ban anyone, and I use them to test my Jameer compositions. So this composition, this Hades theme, is clearly one potential Jameer composition. So he has used the RS God skill from June to Hades. So as you saw, I placed the Cygnus Cross on Hades because I was hoping that Thanatos Mark would have been redirected on Hades, but the cross was not triggered. If the mark had triggered, effectively Hades would, with the pact, would have returned the entire damage. So as you saw, Underworld Shun gave the double turn to Hades, And now we are second turn, so again Cygnus crosses on Hades. The protection is still on Mu because he has the Thanatos mark. So you can see that meanwhile Mu has placed all these nice walls. So I placed the slave mark on Thanatos and then create the pact with Thanatos. So it is now Sea Dragon Cannon's turn, so I remove Mu, I exile Mu because of all the walls being up and because of his position in the team. So of course the mark from Thanatos triggers, but my decision absorbs it. So we're now in third turn and the RS God skill is active. So Thanatos releases his AoE. And Underworld Shun clearly absorbs quite a lot of that. So Mu is back. So the Eclipse is now activated, and also my Mu is back at 1 HP, and with Underworld Shun I could have released the OE, but there wasn't much point. I do want Mu to do his attacks, his cosmic damage. So again, Sea Dragon Cannon exiles Mu Repaired Cloth, and then now Mu does all his attacks. Again, case of that doesn't matter because of decision. Kills Thanatos, and then also kills decision. So it's been already a massive amount of damage inside the triangle. So let's see what happens, and of course like loads of damage done there, and now this is Shun who had absorbed 2 marks, of course killed the entire team. So this is how this Hades team works. Now, as I said, with the repaired skill it will be much more robust. But it can still work even before repairing the cloth. So that's all for today. So thanks for watching, and please do like the video. Please do remember to subscribe if you like what I'm showing you, and leave some comments about what you think should be my next videos. Thanks again for watching. Have a nice day.